takedown at 113 pounds. 3-0 the score, and we'll mention this from time to time tonight. The change in the rules where takedowns are now 3 points. We saw that make a huge difference in a boys tournament that we covered in Caldwell on Saturday, and I think we saw it play a role in the tech fall that we saw in the opening match. Again, Madeline Weatherspoon from Warren Hills taking on Skylar Sostak of Mount Olive. Here at 113 pounds, 37 seconds left in the opening period.
We apologize for some of the technical issues. Apparently they were in there trying to move some chairs around and knocked us off the Ethernet, so we have a backup up. We're good to go.
The Marauders bench trying to cheer on Sostak as she has a bit of a predicament now for Weatherspoon. Weatherspoon getting back to her base. Sostak has the right leg. She's pulling it in tight. 1 second, and that's the end of the first period. We'll see what points come out of that last exchange. 4-3, Sostak with the lead after one.
This is what's interesting, especially about when you get to some of the girls wrestling. There's obviously each team has their hammers, right? Like they have the top ones. It never comes down to that in a match. It's always the girl you never expect, the girl who's always rolling around, and it's these close matches where that makes the difference in the long run for bouts. So you don't want to give up any bonus, and you want to steal someone you can here.
Right. The first match went tech fall, and we're seeing a lot of points pile up quick with the new 3-point takedown and the 4-point near fall on the boys level, and I think we're going to see it again on the girls level.
And that's one of the things I noticed. I did my preview videos this year, and I got a chance to go out. A lot of coaches and a lot of wrestlers were saying, I asked them what they worked on in the offseason, their neutral position. Not only taking shots, but being able to defend the shots, because that 3-point rule now makes it harder, and it puts you in a deeper hole when you get taken down.
Puts you in a deeper hole, and it also behooves you now to concede the escape. If I know I can take my opponent down,
and only give up one and not cut it in half,
and
you're
I've
fine.
got a 1-point buffer, you know, it's not a 2-for-1 trade, it's a 3-for-1 trade. Weatherspoon on top now. Trying to get a cradle. Sostak's trying to get wrist control. She's trying to do a sitting switch. Gets back to her base. Driving forward is Weatherspoon. Weatherspoon of Warren Hills in the blue and white. Sostak of Mount Olive in the black with red and gold.
We have actually a lot of girls wrestling coming up we're covering. I know we're here today. Sunday, we're going to be at the Bloomfield girls tournament for the finals there. We were just at the Battle of Bayonne Queen Bee tournament this past Sunday. I mean, we're going to be covering a ton of wrestling, because GardenStateHSWrestling.com is your premier high school wrestling provider in all of New Jersey. Nice coming outside here. She's going to get the reversal to 2.
Sostak fought her way through that. Weatherspoon had control, and Sostak, as the period ends, Sostak gets 2 and a 7-6 lead.
And the thing about that was, that's so frustrating for a coach. Not that you gave up the reversal, but so late in a period that switches the lead now. It changes the entire complexion of the third period now, because if you had that lead, maybe she takes down, you can probably hold her, turn her. Now she's going to take neutral and see what she could do up by 1.
Well, Weatherspoon.
Nice headlock throw there. That's what she's doing.
And a 3 there for Sostak. Sostak on top, trying to back bridge.
She's on the toes. She's leaning back. She gets the pin. That, you want to talk about that last 15 seconds making a difference in that match. She gets out, has a chance to do neutral, and then throws her to her back. Unbelievable. Follow us on social media, on Facebook at GardenStateHSWrestling.com, on X at GardenStateHSW, on Instagram at GardenStateHSWrestling, and like and subscribe on YouTube. Follow us, click the link. You'll get notified when we're here, when we do any of our podcasts, anything like that. GardenStateHSWrestling.com is your premier high school wrestling provider for all of New Jersey boys and girls high school wrestling. Donald J. Brower here, Matt side, John Kovach. Today's broadcast presented by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, Performance Trophies, Forum Coffee, and the Harrington Companies, the official sponsor of GardenStateHSWrestling.com's live wrestling coverage. We're heading to the next bout here. It's going to be Morris for Mount Olive versus Alas for Warren Hills. Nice takedown there by Alas from Hills.
She's come out and started this match aggressively. She's on top now, trying to get leg position. And she has not given up for a second. That right arm around the waist of Morris.
She's holding onto it very well. And Morris came out here fired up, especially after that pin, wanting to make a statement. And I think Alas just took advantage of it, sidestepped, and took her down.
She's got her left leg around, Alias has her left leg around Morris's left leg, and she shot the half now, trying to position it to turn.
Which is exactly what she's doing. She's trying to run a half there. She's got the legs in so she can try to turn her and get some points there. Now run it the other way.
Switch directions now. She shot the half from the right side of Morris, trying for the cradle now.
And she's got it. She's got to roll over.
Trying to get it turned. She had the shoulders exposed briefly. No. 3 points for Warren Hills, the only scoring so far.
And there's the pin.
At 1:20 of this first period, Alias with the pin.
Do you want to be a sponsor? Click on the Your logo here now. Send me a request. Or send me an email at admin@GardenStateHSWrestling.com. As I said, we are the premier high school wrestling provider in all New Jersey boys and girls. We will get you involved. It's not expensive, and we will make your business the star of the show. GardenStateHSWrestling.com has limited spots for team page sponsorships, stream sponsorships, and the entire season sponsorships.
So Rihanna Alias with the fall, and 6 for Warren Hills.
Forfeit there.
Makes it 12. So that was 100 pounds. So I'm assuming now that those first 2 matches, Don, were...
I think they're fixing it up now. I want to say they had 100, 107, 114. I think it's going to be 120 now.
So we're at 114 with the girls now. Mia Capone from Mount Olive, she's in the black with the red and gold. And Ariana Gorab
from Warren Hills.
Warren Hills, she's in the blue with white. She's going for a double leg. Sprawl there by Capone. Prevents that. Now Capone with back control, upper body control, tries to wrench.
I don't think the score is correct, by the way, because both teams have scored.
I'm wondering if those first 2 were JV or exhibition matches. We got a stoppage now and a discussion with the official about safety. 3-1 the score in favor of Capone of Mount Olive. What you got, Don?
They were exhibitions, so the last 2 are actually what counts. So
now
we're at 114.
everything I wrote down I can scratch out.
Well, the first two counted. The last two counted. So the two pins by Hill. So they are up right now. They're up right now 12-0.
And that might force Mount Olive to be more aggressive.
And to be aggressive right here.
Yeah. Mia Capone on top. She has a 6-1 lead right now in the final 30 seconds of this first period.
We'd like to thank our local sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Pro Automotive, Market Tavern, 19th Hole, Ginza Sushi, Palello's Auto Care, Williams Tavern, Enzo Pasta Grill, and JFT Sporting Goods. Proud supporters of both Warren Hills and Mount Olive and helping bring us action today.
Gorab tried for the escape there, and Capone would not relinquish that wrist and ends up taking her back down. Does not get the points as they spin back to the mat.
Capone leading here 6-1. Gorab's going to take defense.
Capone tries to chop the arm down, tries to chop the top of the base. Now she wants to shoot the half. And see if she can turn Gorab. 12-0, Warren Hills with the lead in this girls match. 6-1, Capone of Mount Olive with the lead here. And we've got a whistle. I gotta think that's gonna be a hold.
Potentially dangerous full Nelson.
Full Nelson to call. It's a penalty point for Warren Hills.
Cuts it to 6-2.
They'll start referee's position. Capone rides up, has her arms around the shoulders of Gorab, and just trying to really brute force her over, just wrench her upper body to expose those shoulder blades to the mat.
Gorab's doing a great job. Instead of laying flat, she lifts the knee so she can't get any torque on that half, so she's got to maneuver her position. So it's really running time off, but now she can get to her base back. But great job by Capone to get back around.
Yeah, Gorab started to stand up, and I was about to praise her strength getting up that far, and then Capone just drove it back forward, back down to the mat. No scoring in any of that. Still 6-2 in favor of Mount Olive's Capone.
She's got the ankle, but it's not really going to help if she's getting that ankle and pulling towards her. She wants to go to the far ankle and try to start running a tilt. She has the wrong ankle.
Well, yeah, she's got it. It's like she has the arm, and Gorab has wrist control.
So there's no way she could get any type of torque.
It's a neutral. She can't turn her at all right now. Now the crossface by Capone. Now she's working to turn.
She's got that ankle, trying to get something.
Has near ankle, drives her toward the side. Another rule change this year, only 1 point of contact necessary for the action to be inbounds. That ends the second period, and still 6-2 in favor of Mia Capone from Mount Olive here at 114 points. 114 pounds, excuse me.
I was going to say, if they had 114 points, it's a high-scoring match.
That's good. You know, the three-point takedowns made a big difference.
Doing everything. There might be a 114 match.
I tell you what, had they not, if there weren't Tech Falls, I think we would have seen a couple Saturday at the boys' tournament.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Capone up to her feet rather quickly, trying to break that grip.
Gorab wants to take her down. Just turn.
She's going to get hit with stalling because she wasn't trying to maneuver. She just held her around the waist and then gets the escape. And then Capone goes right back in trying to get some points.
Yeah, Capone very aggressive whenever they're tied up and get to their feet. She just gets right back on top of her opponent.
Capone's one of the top wrestlers on this squad. I've heard great things about her, so I'm not shocked that she's doing very well here. A little high.
But you saw the sprawl there as an offensive weapon, I would say.
Yeah.
Because Gorab tried a shot. Capone sprawled and then grabbed her as she flung her legs out and just dragged her forward.
Used her own momentum against her. Going to get locked hands here, so it's going to cut the lead.
10-2, but
Going to be 10-3 now. Locked hands underneath.
2 of those 3 points are locked hands, illegal hold call.
Yeah. And we've seen that a couple times. I mean, there's been matches we've seen this year where the other person got 4 points and they were all on, technical violations. Trying to run that deep half. She's got some time. I think she wants the bonus here,
She wants the bonus. They're down 2 6-point decisions. They're down 2 pins. There she gets it.
And now they're down 1.
Mia Capone gets the deep half, turns Gorab, and gets a fall to pull Mount Olive within 6.
Don't forget to follow us on our social medias. On Facebook, Garden State HS Wrestling. On X, Garden State HSW. On Instagram, Garden State HS Wrestling. And like and subscribe on YouTube. You get notified when we have our live streams. We have a bunch coming up this weekend heading into Christmas. Our podcast, I had a couple really good podcasts so far this year. One with Vin Russo going over the new rules. And anything we put up. And it helps us help you. So GardenStateHSWrestling.com is your premier high school wrestling provider for boys and girls wrestling in the state of New Jersey. Today's broadcast is presented by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, Performance Trophies, Forum Coffee, and the Harrington Companies, the official sponsor of GardenStateHSWrestling.com's live wrestling coverage. I'm Donald J. Brower here, John Kovach here at Mount Olive High School. This is the girls Mount Olive and Warren Hills wrestling match. We are at 120. Warren Hills leads 12-6 as of right now. 4th bout.
120 pounds. We'll be with you with the boys' bout, scheduled for a 7 p.m. start. I don't know if that's realistic.
Well, what they're gonna wind up doing is we're gonna have the same stream. So if you want to watch the boys' match, we're gonna take a slight break. The stream will be live. What they're gonna do is the mat the girls are wrestling on now, they're gonna roll up the other mat, pull the mat in the middle so it's dead center under the light. So I would say about 7:15 if everything's going correctly.
Muhammad for Mount Olive, she's in the black with red and gold. Galvin for Warren Hills in the blue and white. No score. 45 seconds into this bout at 120 pounds.
And what's interesting is, and if you looked at this, from the eye test, I wouldn't have said these girls were in the same weight, just because they seem like they're different sizes, height-wise. Because the lankiness, you didn't think that would be that, but it's a good wrestling right here.
But if you say, my boxing writer friend used to say styles make the fight, and I think you've got this here. Styles and body types make the fight.
And I like how they're both, trying to change levels. They're looking for something. They're not just walking in.
No, very cerebral here, trying to find an opening and lock up. Muhammad went for the single leg, didn't get it.
Trying to snap her down. Galvin was going for that leg, but Muhammad backed out.
Goes again. She's got it. I think she has to go lower. She has to get under the reach because she's going to lose a reach battle with Muhammad.
The one thing with Muhammad she's got to watch, she's got to make a move because Galvin is going for a leg, trying to move. Muhammad could get banged with a stalling here if she's not. Oh, but that's double leg tackle there. Basically just a double leg shot and just take her right down.
3 for the takedown in the waning seconds of the first period at 120 pounds.
Again, something that coaches hate, late-minute takedowns.
Regardless of the sport.
Yeah, anytime with the seconds winding down, you give up a late score, they hate that. That's one thing coaches hate.
The momentum carries over. Whether it's hockey or it's football or it's lacrosse. Late in a period, you give up points, and that momentum's going to carry over.
We saw that in the exhibition match earlier with Mount Olive when she got out late in the second and winds up taking neutral because it changes the complexion of the match. Takes a headlock, throws the girl right to her back.
Galvin trying to do a switch. Instead ends up with a point for the escape.
One of those things. The other thing coaches say, 1, not 2. So it was smart for Muhammad just to back out. New takedown rule, you're only down by 1 at this point if you take her down.
Galvin has the wrist now. Just a battle of wheels. A lot of hand fighting between these two girls at 120 pounds. Muhammad from Mount Olive in the black with red and gold. Galvin from Warren Hills, she's in the blue and white. Still just trying to get control of each other. Just a lot of hand fighting for the first minute. This is a long period of just trying to find an opening. Now Galvin has the hooks in, takes her down, gets a second three-point takedown.
Muhammad's got to be smart here, too. She gave the takedown. You could tell in her face she wasn't happy she got taken down. You can't give up any more here, so you just got to fight and go, and it's looked like it's tough here.
She got turned relatively quickly and loses the pinfall at 1:20 of the second period, giving Warren Hills an 18-6 lead over the host Marauders.
Do you want to become a sponsor? How do you become one? We have limited sponsorship opportunities left for the boys and girls wrestling seasons. You could be a stream sponsor, a page sponsor, or an entire site sponsor. Click on your ad here or your logo here. It'll go directly to me, or send me an email, admin@GardensStateHSWrestling.com. GardensStateHSWrestling.com is your premier high school wrestling provider for boys and girls wrestling, and we'll help you spread the word about your business. We're not expensive. We're very cost effective, and the results are there. GardensStateHSWrestling.com, your premier high school wrestling provider.
We're having to pause before every match because the girls are coming over and trying to sign in with us, Don, now. I know how well-known and well-respected you are in the Garden State wrestling community.
That's what I'm saying, you know, with me being the head of Garden State HS Wrestling, they're asking for autographs. They want to set up meet and greets at party. I can't do that. I got a baby on the way. I can't be going to Christmas parties and showing up. I'm like the new Santa.
126 pounds.
I think we're going to butcher these names. But for Mount Olive, it is Gorolastev. Sure. A lot of letters. And then for Warren Hills, Baroza Gala.
Kozlovsted and Borzagala. Borzagala from Warren Hills right now on the top.
I think it's going to be 6-0 because she got the takedown. I thought she got back points there. I don't think he threw them up.
He did not
Locked
give
hands.
back points. He's got a locked hand watch on right now. And there's a point penalty for Gorislav of Mount Olive. Cuts the lead to 3-1. This the third locked hands pull we've seen if you count the exhibition matches.
Well, I'll tell you what, totally understandable, especially for a new sport. You got people learning it. It takes years to make sure the hands don't slip. So that's another locked hands here.
And another penalty point, and we're tied up.
Well, they're going to.
I'm sorry.
No, she's still down. But at the point now, she gets out. If she hadn't had any locked hands penalties, this would have been the score. But now if she gets out, it's tied up.
Trying to peel off the hand to get the escape. Instead, she's wrenched down by Barozagal. And I'm going to apologize for the pronunciation.
Some of these names we're going to butcher. I'm just telling you right now.
Barozagal from Warren Hills broke off the hold and then immediately back on Goritsalev's back and trying to drive her down.
I think she thought she was letting her up, and when Gorislav didn't respond, she jumped back on her.
Was a smart reaction and a quick reaction.
Yeah, like she was. I think she was trying to get the escape tied up and then get a three. Didn't realize she was going for it. Thought maybe she could, sneak something. And she's holding on to her here, trying to get a turn with 8 seconds left, but I don't know if she'll have enough time.
She doesn't have the half, ain't good enough. She's underneath the chin. She doesn't have the leverage she needs to get the turn. And the period ends 3-2. 3-2 in favor of.
They're going to take a second here. She has the headgear pushed down. They got to get it unsnapped.
I thought I saw that multiple times during that period, that headgear was just being
yanked
moved
down.
all over her face.
It was almost like towards the end it was across her mouth.
Yeah,
Like it was like,
slid way down. Cannot be comfortable.
no. Especially when it's still snapped in like that, and that's supposed to be attached to your head. It slides down. That's not a, not a fun thing.
Again, we'll have the boys match shortly after the girls match. They're going to reset the mats. We'll stay with this live stream.
Yeah, they'll break down, probably take about 15 minutes. They say for 7. I'm a betting man. If I could go on FanDuel, I don't think that's happening. Unless we get a rash run of pins, I don't think that's happening.
Barozagala fights her way to her feet, but Gorislavez has the back, forces her down. Barozagala trying to peel the hands off and get an escape. She leads 3-2.
Gorislavez gets a stalling.
And an escape there.
So now it's 4-2.
Makes it 4-2 in favor of Barozagala. And again, we apologize for the if we're mispronouncing some of these names here.
I'm willing to bet we're butchering these names.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind. In fact, I'm
going to say it's Gorislavez.
Gorislavez.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Barzoza Gala. And she gets a takedown here, runs at 7-2.
The girl from Warren Hills gets a takedown. Leaves. Blue.
It's almost like that old, there was a Saturday Night Live sketch where they had Steve Harvey, it was supposed to be Steve Harvey, hosting Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and it was this Icelandic volcano, and it was Kenan Thompson. He did the eyes. It was just like, I was like
Gorislavez to her feet, try to struggle out. Barozagala maintains control, drives it down. 15 seconds left in the second period, 7-2.
And this should be a match that's on the verge of major decision territory, but the 2 locked hands penalties, make it a little tougher.
7-2. I tried to hear how the PA guy said it, but didn't pick it up. So Barozagala from Warren Hills with a 7-2 lead. Gorislavez on the bottom for the restart. She's being centered by the referee. And this is another change this year. That 10-foot circle around where the center.
He's going to let her up, so figure she could take her down. Why give a chance?
Yeah, concede the neutral, because you can have a 10-3 lead quick the way this goes with the new scoring. That 10-foot circle is now really just null and void. It was null and void. Now you don't have to have it there because you're seeing logos on the mats now. Gorislavez loses her footing, falls down.
Still 10-3. You wonder if they're going to let her go. She still can get a takedown and go.
They haven't put, it's 10-4 now. I think we're going to see, you concede 2 escapes here and finish this off. Takedown, concede the escape, takedown.
I don't even think you have to worry about that because she's right here with the 6-point lead. She gets a takedown here. She's still going to be in major decision territory even if she does escape. And, she's doing a great job of defending here, but she obviously needs, wants the points. These are going to be 2 programs, especially in the girls' side, I think are going to be wrestling for a long time.
I think you're going to see these 2 programs at another takedown. by Barossa Gala.
I don't think she's going to try to turn her. She may move around just to avoid the stalling, but with 20 seconds left, even if she gets out, it's still an 8-point lead. So it's still major decision territory here.
18-6, Warren Hills with the lead in the team score. 5 seconds left in this match at 126 pounds. I think they're going to run out of time before there's any more scoring.
That was dangerous because she was pulling into her back if there was about another 10 seconds left and Gorda Stafev turned, she was flat on her back, Barossa Gala. So she turned it in there. That's a different pin position. But
I thought the same thing. Just watching how that ended. Go ahead, Don.
Follow us on social media, on Facebook at GardenStateHSWrestling.com, on X at GardenStateHSW, on Instagram, GardenStateHS Wrestling. Like and subscribe for all your wrestling coverage. Just click the button there. Get notifications. GardenStateHSWrestling.com is your premier high school wrestling provider in all of New Jersey for boys and girls wrestling. Today's broadcast is presented to you by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, the Harrington Companies, Performance Trophies, and Forum Coffee, the official sponsor of GardenStateHSWrestling.com's live wrestling coverage. I'm Donald J. Brower here with John Kovach. We are at Mount Olive High School. It's Mount Olive Marauders girls team versus the Warren Hills Blue Streaks girls team. Warren Hills is leading 22-6 right now.
132-pound match just underway. McGarry from Mount Olive. San Pedro from Warren Hills. Again, McGarry in the black with red and gold trim. San Pedro, the white and blue of the Warren Hills Blue Streaks. I have to say, and full disclosure, I attended Mount Olive High School so many years ago.
Well, it's actually funny you mentioned that because we talked about last night on the stream, James DeCunto and James Clark were alumni of Hackettstown and North Warren. You're an alumni of Mount Olive. I graduated from Warren Hills in 1995, so it's another alumni match on the call.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. I didn't even think about it until we got here and you'd said, I was like, oh. So it's just happenstance that 2 nights in a row, 2 alumni are calling the match of their respective alma maters.
No scoring and a struggle for wrist control from the standing position as this first period at 132 pounds comes to an end. And what I was getting at, Don, is the evolution of the Mount Olive uniform. When I was here, it was red and gold, but the gold was really more of a yellow on the uniforms, and there wasn't the black in it. Mm-hmm. Now black really kind of almost a prominent color on some of these uniforms that the Mount Olive teams wear, and the gold more of a metallic look.
100%. It's more of the accents. And I mean, moving around as a kid of a single mom, I wrestled in the pit, and I was a part of the Mount Olive youth program, so I remember those days.
The pit was such a great place to watch a match.
I feel so bad for some of these young kids now. Like, that's one of those venues, like, and we're not talking about the pit in Peaburg. We're talking about the pit here. That's what we call it here. That venue was the atmosphere, the home gym atmosphere you loved.
San Pedro from Warren Hills on top and trying to turn McGarry from Mount Olive. She had her over, but rolled too far, and now she's exposed. Now McGarry takes control on top, has the crossface, going for the far leg.
Gets the 2 on that reversal.
That's the first score of the match. It comes 45 seconds into the second period.
So McGarry's going to try to get back around. San Pedro's kind of like in a weird position. They're going for the 2, but McGarry got her arm in there and stopped the momentum.
I did not like the way San Pedro's arm was being bent there. I thought we had real potential for a dangerous move there. 45 seconds left in the second period. 2-0 the score in favor of McGarry of Mount Olive. So the pit was the old auditorium.
Yes.
And you had auditorium seating, 2 levels of it, a stage, and then a square area that they filled with folding chairs. But for wrestling, the mat was there, and you were on top of it.
Yes.
This is a great venue. I love this gym, and they were building it when I was a freshman. You get a much bigger crowd, but the atmosphere in the pit was something different.
Well, that's like when you look at a Peabrook or Cotoga, they still have the pit it's the middle school. They have the new school, but they still go back and have a match. I wish Mount Olive had that still, where they can have one of those rivalry matches in the pit. I think it'd be an amazing thing. But I understand how, when you have something like this, they take nothing away from Mount Olive. They have a beautiful wrestling room back there. It's amazing, their practice room. And if you guys ever want to see what the pit looks like, go on the website for GSHSW.com. Go on the boys, go to the archives. Look at some of those early videos in 2012, 13, 14, in that range that I filmed in the pit. Amazing, amazing atmosphere in that place.
What you've got now here is you have 3 basketball courts side by side by side. Bleachers take up the 2 on either side.
And then not only that, in the back, they got a beautiful wrestling room. It's all their own. They have everything. So, it's a wonderful space. I miss that old style feel, but this match is getting really exciting here. 2-0. McGarry's still in the lead.
Well, as time evaporates here, we're looking at a big move or two could swing this one way or the other.
And we're going to get a takedown here by McGarry, so now she's up 5-0.
So McGarry now up 5-0 with the crossface. It's been peeled off by San Pedro.
Yeah, I'm going to bet money it's not starting at 7. I think it's going to probably might even be 7:30 at this point.
I don't know how many more matches we've got, but I mean, you would have to stop this right now and start your reset. And 15 minutes, I think, is optimistic for resetting the.
That's what I mean. You reset it. And not only that, you're going to have the teams warm up.
Warm-ups.
So figure that's 15 minutes. I think you're looking at a 7:30 start time.
No.
And that's optimistic.
Five 0 to win for Mount Olive's McGarry. Cuts the Warren Hills lead to 22-9. And my brother Jeff just weighs in ran the stairs at the pit hundreds of times.
Well, if you want to become a sponsor, click on your logo here on any of the team pages or send me an email at admin@GardenStateHSWrestling.com. We have a few ads left for the team page, the live streams, and the main page. GardenStateHSWrestling.com is the premier high school wrestling provider in all of New Jersey, both boys and girls. We will make your business the star of the show. GardenStateHSWrestling.com.
£138. Up next, Claire Carey from Mount Olive. Leggio for Warren Hills.
Leggio's in on a shot there, but great job by Carey backing out of it. Great defense.
I'm really kind of surprised Leggio didn't finish that takedown because she was
in on it. She was in deep. It was like she backed out of it.
Yeah, I mean, she had totally had leg control, and then I don't know if it was an angle that Carey took standing or if she was able to back out, but I really expected that to be a decisive takedown, and instead it's 3 points for Carey of Mount Olive.
She's going to try to obviously run something here. She's got her flattened out. Yeah, that was weird. It's almost like she stopped and said, all right, I want to try something else. It made no sense.
Well, she's paying for that decision now because she has Carey on her back, trying to turn. Carey trying to shift her hips over to Leggio's left side, which she's just about done. She's starting to drive forward. She's really trying to force a turn here. Swings her hips now back toward the other side and back across the face.
You wonder if there's going to be a stalemate here, or he's going to let him roll. She's right in parallel. Great job getting there. Trying to force it into a cradle. She can get it, but still hoping she can get something.
Well, Carey keeps doing just enough to avoid the stall. She keeps pushing herself forward.
Short time left.
Yeah, we're inside of 10 seconds. She has the half, but she's not going to be able to finish anything with it. And I think it's going to be a 3-0 lead for Carey at the end of one.
Leggio's already been hit with a warning.
Kind of saw that coming.
She was kind of there. She was laying out, so. Carey's going to take top.
I'll tell you what, the stairs at the pit had to be a meat grinder for conditioning.
I remember those. I used to have to run there in the rec program.
Yeah.
Those are insane.
My brother Jeff just weighed in. I ran the stairs at the pit thousands of times.
That was a conditioning. You hope the coach liked you, so you only had to do it once. There were times where you got to do them a couple times. Oh.
I remember him carrying guys. You got a guy about your weight, carried him. Not that I wrestled, but carried him ran up the stairs with him on your back.
Oh yeah.
Carey from Mount Olive with a 3-0 lead over Leggio of Warren Hills. Coming up on a minute left in the second period. Warren Hills, a 22-9 lead over the Marauders in this girls match. Again, we're going to, after a brief break, bring you the boys match as soon as this girls match ends. I'm not sure it's going to be the 7 o'clock bell time that was promised. And there's the fall for Claire Carey of Mount Olive.
Cuts into that lead, makes it 22-15.
And that's a 7-point lead now for Warren Hills.
You never know what's going to happen with these next matches.
Just made it interesting for the Marauders.
Follow us on social media, on Facebook at GuardsATHSWrestling.com, on X at GuardsATHSW, on Instagram, GuardsATHS Wrestling, and like and subscribe. Follow us for all our upcoming matches, podcasts, everything. GuardsATHSWrestling.com is the premier high school wrestling provider in all of New Jersey for boys and girls wrestling.
Just pausing a minute to redirect the wrestlers to the proper site.
Today's broadcast is presented by Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Apex Wrestling School, Performance Trophies, Forum Coffee, and the Harrington Companies. The official sponsor of GuardsATHSWrestling.com's live wrestling coverage. Donald J. Brower, John Kovach here. This is the Warren Hills and Mount Olive girls wrestling teams. We are at 145. Currently, Warren Hills leads 22-15.
Aggressive, pure brute force attack right now for Mount Olive. And go for the quick fall. It would cut the team lead to 1. And at 31 seconds of the 145-pound match,
that was Soto with the quick pin. So quick we didn't even get a chance to put the name up on the board.
Soto comes out and is aggressive right off the bat.
And now it's a 1-point lead.
Cuts the lead to 1.
That's why that last match is so important. That was 6. That was easily a decision. Now here we go. Are we getting the upper weights here?
And a forfeit here, a 6-point forfeit at 152 pounds. 6 for Mount Olive, and Mount Olive swings it to a 5-point lead without even locking up. Warren Hills forfeits 152.
That was a forfeit by Menendez Sanchez.
And it's a forfeit at 165 too, it appears, Don. And an 11-point lead for the Marauders. And now we'll have a match, but now Warren Hills with those 2 forfeits.
Hannah at 165 got the forfeit. So what's basically going to have to happen here is Warren Hills is going to have to pin out.
They have to pin these next 2 matches. And this is where the team aspect of high school wrestling comes in. You've got to if you lose the match, minimize how many points you give up.
Exactly. This is Los Chauvinek for Warren Hills and Hannah for Mount Olive.
Kaylee Hanna for Mount Olive. She's in the black with red and gold trim. Rebecca Loschovanek, and I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that, for Warren Hills. An upper body struggle here with the girls at 185 pounds. Loschovanek drops to a knee.
So I was right. It was Hannah last match.
Okay,
it's
this is
Decker now.
Okay. So it's Deborah Decker for Mount Olive with a 3-point lead here at 185 pounds. And she's trying to turn. There's enough contact inbounds to keep the action moving. She's got a quarter, trying to turn it into a half.
Decker's also got to be smart here. She's up 3-0. Don't do anything crazy. You go for, try to obviously wrestle here, but understand that anything but a pin, you clinch the match.
Right, as long as she doesn't get pinned.
I mean, she obviously wants to go for the pin, but don't do anything outside your wheelhouse. Wrestle what you need to do it. Don't do anything too crazy. You're going to clinch the match for your team.
She's got a base to the side. She's got both hands.
Locked hands.
Locked hands. I think we're going to have, there it is. So it's going to be a penalty point, locked hands to Loschovanek from Warren Hills. 3-1. The lead now for Decker with just 3 seconds left in the first period at 185 pounds. And now a caution. She had the wrong foot up. Goes right to work, does Decker. And the referee has to step in to stop things.
It's also a little confusing with the JV next to us. You hear the whistles, you got to know where you're at. So situational awareness as Decker takes defense.
She has a 3-1 lead. Mount Olive with an 11-point team lead entering the second period here at 185 pounds. And it's Loschovanek now trying to turn Decker.
As we get started here in the second, we like to thank our local sponsors, Pro Automotive, Market Tavern, 19th Hole, Ginza Sushi, Palelo's Auto Care, Williams Tavern, Enzo's Pasta Grill, and JFT Sporting Goods for providing financial coverage this season to help us bring you GardenStateHSWrestling.com's coverage all year.
Decker stretches her lead to 4-1 with an escape. 30 seconds gone in the second period at 185 pounds. circling, trying to lock up, trying to find an advantage, both girls here.
The clock is Decker's friend here.
Totally. Trying to spin, trying to get control. There's 3 for Decker. That's big. That makes it a 6-point lead, 7-1. And we're inside a minute in the second period.
The only thing that Warren Hills could hope for here is if they get the pin, they could tie it up with a tech fall. They could win with a pin at heavyweight. And if there's one thing I've learned, I'm a heavyweight, I've seen it. You never know what's going to happen to heavyweight. So if I'm Mount Olive, I don't want to give them a chance to even have a shot at running it. I've seen too many people in a lot of tournaments, top seeds, not make it at heavyweight. It's always, a crapshoot.
But like you said earlier, you don't want to take a high-risk move here. You've got a 7-1 lead if you're Decker. Protect it. Don't go for the pin thinking you're going to ice it, and then you roll it too far, and you've given 6 away.
100%. If she's in a good position here, she lets it go. She doesn't have to roll anything. She's here. They're going to hit her with stalling on the bottom. So that's fine. Decker's still moving. She has a period to basically avoid getting pinned. That's the goal.
2 minutes now for Deborah Decker to clinch this match for the host Marauders here on Garden State HS Wrestling. Decker on top. Loschovanek on bottom. Loschovanek tries to stand, tries to switch now. Trying for the switch. Decker leaning over the top, trying to get a hand in. I think she's just trying to lock up her arms, her upper body, and wrench her around.
You know what I'd do here? Let her up. It's going to cut it to 7-2. Even if you get taken down, belly out, you're fine, but you've been taking her down the whole time. Why give it a shot? Let her up. You're here. When you're on the ground, like I said, it's a bad position. You get a little high, you get thrown to your back. That's what you don't want. Let her up. You're going to kill time off the clock. It's basically like, running a play in football and letting the time run. Circle around, do what you need to do. She's got a stalling, you're good. Especially if she gets a stalling call here. If she gets another stalling call on green, let her up. She's not going to catch up.
I'm watching for it here. I'm really kind of surprised. Decker's been working, alternating, trying to shoot the
half. There it is.
Been waiting for this stalling, and there's a point for Decker. Increases her lead to 8-1 with 47 seconds to go in this third period. Again, any win in this match clinches the team victory for Mount Olive.
Any win by Mount Olive or any non-pin, they need 11 points. If they don't get a tech fall and a pin, it's over. So there's 27 seconds left, and it doesn't look likely that it's going to happen.
No, Loschovanek on bottom. She's trying to fight just with pure core strength to keep from being turned. 10 seconds to go in the third period.
And Decker, you know it would fire this team up if she gets that pin with this last few seconds.
Decker trying to drive. 3, 2. Will she get the pin? Does she have the time? Time's up. Time's up, and they haven't heard the buzzer. The coaches came on and let the official know. Looks like a 4-point near fall there.
It'll be a major decision there.
Which will make it a major 12-1. And Decker clinches the team win for the Mount Olive Marauders over the blue streak of Warren Hills.
Now, we'll see at heavyweight. Most teams in this position would forfeit and let them have final bat, but I think Mount Olive wants to get some of their girls some work.
I think you have to take the matches here. It's a new sport. You've got a lot of new teams. Get the experience. 37-22. Mount Olive's lead is 15. It's insurmountable at this point.
They're gonna just let them have it.
They're gonna forfeit.
Because I know they have Tyra to go, but I know she's nursing some injuries, so they want to, not get her banged up.
Then it makes sense to forfeit. If you're protecting somebody, it makes sense. 37-28. The final, Mount Olive over Warren Hills in girls wrestling. And Don, we're not done.
We're not, but while we're waiting to get ready, follow us on social media, on Facebook at GardenStateHSWrestling.com, on X at GardenStateHSW, on Instagram, Garden State HS Wrestling. And like and subscribe on YouTube. Follow us, get notified, click that notification button when we put up any matches, we have any tournaments coming up, we have everything going on. You'll get notified when we have anything up. And if you want to become a sponsor, click on the Your logo here on any team page or send me an email at admin@gardenstatehswrestling.com. I'll respond in 24 hours. It's very cost effective. We get your name out there, and we make you the star of the show. GardenStateHSWrestling.com is the premier high school wrestling provider in all of New Jersey for both boys and girls wrestling and some community colleges. But I said this today, when you realize I'm almost giving you, it's almost like I'm paying you to sponsor with us. These ads are so low. Give us a call. Like I said, we'll do the best to spread the word about your business. Call anybody on my page. They're re-upping every year. They love what we do. GardenStateHSWrestling.com is the place to advertise. We are at the Harrington Company's press boxes. We're wrapping up. You hear a little bit of the, they have some exhibition matches going on for the girls, but John, awesome job by Mount Olive. Got down late, down early by Warren Hills, withstood that rush of the really good girls from Warren Hills and wound up pulling away at the end.
They fought back. A couple of forfeits hurt Warren Hills. We had forfeits right in the middle there that really swung the match. Warren Hills still had a shot.
Yeah, Warren Hills had a shot till the end, and that was kind of all you can ask for, especially giving up the forfeits. You know, when you look at that score, it comes down to matches wrestle. Warren Hills wins that meet if they sit somebody out and they're not giving up that 12 right there. It just happens how it is with a new sport that they don't have anybody right there, but, you know, it is what it is.
I'm impressed with the turnout as we have a fall there behind us in the
exhibitions.
The turnout impresses me, but you're going to be filling gaps in weight classes. You're going to have weight classes that you're just not going to be able to fill. And I think that's the case with a lot of new wrestling programs. And that ends up hurting you because you don't have the depth and you're giving up points before you even show up.
100%. And, you know, very impressive showing by both teams. I think the future's bright for a lot of these girls here. And I'm sure it's not going to be the last we're hearing from them as we go forward. But Mount Olive wins it here. They're going to break down the gym. We're looking at a 7:06. They still got JV going on. I think there's a couple more matches. I would say we're looking at about a 7:30 start here. If my math is correct, to break down the gym, get everybody warmed up. Only thing I could think of is if maybe they let the boys warm up and on the other mat that's on here now, but we'll see. But for right now, we're going to take a quick break. But check back in. We, like I said, it's supposed to start at 7. Obviously, we're not starting at 7 with the boys. Check back in around 7:20, 7:25, and we'll bring you the entire boys action.
Social media, update people on the situation.
We'll have it up, and we'll come up, and we'll have everything rolling from there. So for John Kovach, everybody here, I'm Donald J. Brower. We'll see you in a few.